Hello everyone, Eric here. Today I'm going to show you how to install MySQL on Windows 11. MySQL is an open source relational database management system, or RDMS. Its name comes from the first name of one of the co-founder's daughter, which was followed by SQL, or structured query language. It was released initially in the spring of 1995 and is currently owned by Oracle when they bought Sun Microsystems in 2009, who at the time owned MySQL. All right, so to start, we need to go to bring up our browser, and we need to download MySQL. So I actually have the link to the downloads page in the description. I'm going to get a copy of it here. And this brings you right to the download page for MySQL. And we just want to click on Download Now. And then we come to the page or download page that gives you the options for downloading different versions depending on your operating system. We're doing Windows, so we'll click on the Windows edition. And then we just click on the link to the zip file here. Click on Agree, and click on the download link again. And then what you're going to need to do is log into Oracle. You can create an account if you already haven't by clicking on here, and then come back to this page and just type in your username or email address. Oops. There we go. And I gotta copy my crazy long password here for it. There we go. And the download has begun. So it takes about 6 to 8 minutes for me to download. I mean, obviously it'll vary depending on your speed of your internet. So I'm just gonna go here to downloads. And you can see it coming down now, so I will see you in about 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so the download has finished, and you're left with the zip file here. So I'm going to unzip it, do an extract all, and then click on extract. Okay, so now you're presented with a whole bunch of other zip files. Most of them are support, like, for instance, there's some Python connectors and things of that nature. What we're really looking for, though, is this one right here, the MySQL-commercial-9.1.0-Win64. That's actual MySQL server that we're going to install here. So I will copy it, and then we'll go create another file explorer. Now I'm going to create a new folder on my C drive, and I'm going to call it MySQL. MySQL, and we'll paste that zip file. It did not copy. There we go. All right, and then we're going to unzip this one, and I'm going to get rid of this folder here because it actually creates that folder and then creates the same named folder inside that, and it's very confusing. So I'm just going to do it just MySQL. Okay, so if we go into this folder, there we go. That's really what the install is. The install is just basically unzipping files. I'm going to delete that zip file that we copied over. Don't need that anymore. The only thing we have left to do now is to configure the server. And actually, this is, I guess you could think of this as the actual install, because what it's going to do, we have to go into the bin directory for this. And then we're looking for a MySQL configurator. right here. And this actually is, I guess, the true install. We just have, it's just weird that you have to actually unzip files, download a zip file, unzip files, and then run the configurator, which basically installs the server. Did it not start? There we go. Actually installs MySQL Server into the system. So you're presented here with basically a bunch of tasks you're going to complete. Just for the most part, I just stick with the default. So click next. You can change where the data is stored if you want. I'm just going to leave it here for now because I only have one partition on my VirtualBox PC here. And again, you can play with things like the config type. You have some options here. You have to read up on these too, but we're going to stick with development computer. You can play around with some firewall changes if you want. But I'm going to leave it as is. Basically, stick with the default. So click next. And then you have to give a root password. I want to keep something really short that it will not like because it's weak, but I don't care. There we go. And then you have to add a user because you should not be logging into the database as your root account. So, Eric, and then again another really short password. Oops. There we go. Click on OK. And there's my new user account. Click on next. And like I said, I'm just going to keep all the defaults. It's going to create the MySQL server as a Windows service, which I've never not done that. So I don't know. I guess you could run it as a standalone process, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I just leave all the defaults. Click on next. And again, yeah, I'm going to grant full access to MySQL because I don't really feel like trying to figure out what all the different permissions should be. So click next. And for this demonstration, I'm going to create one of the demo. There we go. One of the demo databases. And click next. And then here's the list of all the things it's about to do. Basically, all the previous screens that we filled, that we gave information about, it created a configuration script that's going to run. And over here, click on execute. And it's going to fail because there's a piece of software we actually don't have installed on here yet. And that is Microsoft Visual C++ DLL. And I have a link in the description on where you can get that DLL. Basically, you might already have it if you have Visual Studio installed or some other Microsoft products. This is basically a Virgin Windows 11 setup I have in VirtualBox. So this is a good way to catch any dependencies that you might have, and just call it this one. So I'm going to go over to, I have the link saved over here off screen. And we're just going to go over to Microsoft and get the DLL. Scroll down here to this table, and I'm going to take the 64-bit version, and I'll download it. Okay, so I'll click on it and run the installer. And it's pretty simple. You just click on I agree. I agree. There we go. Click on install and click on yes. There we go. Click on close. Now we have the Visual C++ DLL we need. Click on OK a couple times. Eventually it goes away. Go back to the configurator. And I think we can just click on execute. And I think it'll do it again. Yeah, there we go. So this time it'll work fine. Won't have any problems. And there it goes. And click Next. And we're done. All right. So to test our new MySQL server, I'm going to start a command prompt. And we're going to go to MySQL slash, I forget what the name of the directory is. Yeah, it's really long. So I'm going to just copy it, cd into that, and then cd into the bin directory, and type in MySQL -u for user, then my username that I created, Eric, then -p to force me to use a password. Press enter, and I'll enter my password. There we go. Now we are actually we're in the console for MySQL. So at this point I can say show databases, and it will, if I spell it right, almost. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so you can see our new database we created for the demo database we created, world. So I'm going to do a use world. Okay, so now we're using the world database, and then I'm going to do a show tables, so we can see the tables that are there. Oops. There we are. So there's a city, country, and a country language table. That's great. So that's how you get MySQL installed on Windows 11. If you found this content useful, it would sure help out the channel if you would give the video a like. I cover all sorts of technologies, including software development, hardware support, and software tools. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.